Welcome back to my studio. My name is Rick Banners. I'm going to talk today a little bit about service clubs and my experience with the Kinsmen Club of Grimsby. Back in November of 1995, I had 3 operating studios, one in Toronto, my main studio, one in Thunder Bay, and I had a retail studio in Brantford. And I was closing all 3 of those down to move to one location. And my in-laws had just bought a new house in Grimsby, Ontario. And I came along Highway 8 to visit them for the first time, and I passed this little building called the Old Stone Shop. So in November of 95, I opened up the gallery portion of it so that I could be ready to go prior to Christmas. And then again in February of the following year of 96, I moved my entire operational facilities of my studios into this one building. And a gentleman by the name of Rick Quirk came to visit me to see my opening and introduced himself as a kinsman. And I had no idea what a kinsman was. And he proceeded to tell me about what they do in the community and the different projects, and if I would be interested in coming and being a guest speaker for the club to talk a little bit about my history. And it wasn't later on that year in 1996 I ended up joining the club as a member, and because I was quite interested in giving a little bit back to my new community. At that time in 1996, they were hosting what was called the Fall Leadership Convention. And they were hosting it that year in 1996, and it was called Bedrock 96. And it was all about on a theme of the Flintstones. It kind of tied in with what I did in animation. So what I did for the convention itself is I did this print of a saber-toothed tiger. I did a drawing of what my interpretation of Fred Flintstone's cat would be the saber-tooth. And each member who came to that convention got a copy of this print to take home with them. I also did one of my painted stones as well, which was the saber-toothed tiger, Fred's cat. And we raffled that off during the convention, and one person got a chance to take that original painting home with them as well. In 2002, they hosted the convention again, a fall leadership convention, and it was called Back to Bedrock. But this time I wanted to do something a little differently, and I actually ended up designing this lizard, which was kind of my theme of the dinosaur wearing the Kinsman t-shirt. And we did that as a major cutout, a big cardboard cutout that went across the front of the stage, and also t-shirts for people for that convention itself. I did a print as well for people to get a chance to take one of my pieces of artwork home. Every person who came to the convention got this print, and we actually sold these prints as well as a fundraiser for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation of Canada. This was for Kin Camp, which is a summer gathering of all the Kinsmen and Kinette clubs across Ontario. One of the big projects that I was involved with, and I got the Kinsmen involved also, was Raptor Fest. And we hosted a Raptor art contest for school children from kindergarten to high school. And the Kinsmen Club, they sponsored all of the awards that were given to the kids. So all of the trophies and the ribbons and the certificates that were given out to the children. And you can see here's another poster that was done. So we've done this for quite a few years, and the Kinsmen Club have always sponsored the actual awards for the children. As well, one of my responsibilities in the club is to do all the photography. So I document all the different projects that we do and all the functions. So I made large posters for some of the major projects that we do in the community. And fireworks sales is our major project that we do. And we sell fireworks to the community on both the Victoria Day and Canada Day weekends. And that money that we make as profit is our operating budget for the following years. Another project that we've done pretty well from the beginning, and the club was formed in 1966, and one of the first projects they did was the Grimsby Santa Claus Parade. And here's a quick poster I did showing what we did back in 2006. The Easter egg hunt, that's another joint venture we do with our Kinette Club, and we give away chocolate eggs for free to all of the children in the area. One of the other projects that we do is called the Mini Putt Tour. And what this is we have portable mini putt holes that we place all throughout the community in the different bars and establishments and restaurants, and people get a chance to come and have a fun day of mini putt all through the community, and we raise funds for our local hospital, which is the West Lincoln Memorial Hospital Foundation. And that money is put towards buying new equipment for Project X-Ray. Because of that project, we were also acknowledged through the foundation as the philanthropists for the year, and that would have been for 2010. So our club was quite honored that the foundation had honored us for the money that we have donated. I was quite honored in 2006 to actually win the life membership from my club, and a life membership is the highest honor that a kinsman can earn as supporting and being part of his club and supporting his community. So I was quite honored to win this award, and they're presenting me with the plaque. Back in 2006, life member Denny Pyatt, who was president of our club at the time, had put in a bid to host what was called a national convention. And a national convention is all of the Kinsmen and Kinette clubs from across Canada once a year come together to an actual national convention. And we were going to bid on hosting this convention. Now, one club could not do it, so we formed together a committee of Kinsmen and Kinettes from our zone, from our area of Niagara. And we start this project, and once we had won the bid to host the convention, we started in 2006 to actually put this project together. So this is the committee that we formed, and as my responsibility was to do all the media and marketing for the convention. So the first thing we had to do was come up with a logo. So this was the actual logo I did for the national convention, and we're going to host it in Niagara Falls. And the theme of our convention was going to be East meets West at the Falls. And so this was a huge poster that I designed showing the Falls area, where our hotel was going to be, and the casino, and all of the different attractions that we would be hosting throughout that week. So we started 3 years in advance. So in 2009, this was going to be our first ad that I put in the magazines that would go across Canada. So this was a full-page ad saying that we were going to be hosting it from August 26 to August 29 of 2009. We also, during one of the evening or afternoons, we were going to have a barbecue and actually have a reenactment of the War of 1812, because Niagara is quite historic about the Brock Monument and what happened between the North and South during the War of 1812. So that was going to be one of our main attractions for the event itself. So right prior to the convention in 2008, 4 of us from the committee were invited to go to Lethbridge, Alberta. And what we would do there is we would actually put on a presentation to all of the people at that national convention in 2008 to hopefully have them come to our convention. And we ended up decorating the whole entire hotel that we were hosting this at, so putting up our East meets West posters, and we had a booth there as well, so people could get a chance to see some of the attractions and the tours and all the functions that we were going to have at our convention the following year in 2009. And then in the main hall itself, on the Saturday morning of the convention, we would give our presentation. Now, the one main video is our promotional video that I'm going to show at the very end of this presentation. And it was the main feature of the actual event. So it was really, really quite well received. And then here we are now at August of 2009, getting ready for the convention itself after 3 years of planning. And here was the main program cover for the actual convention itself. And we participated as well in a lot of the functions. And here's our national president with our committee. And we were doing the Whirlpool jet boat tour, which was a lot of fun. And then during the convention, as I had done for previous conventions that I had been involved with, I did an actual painting of the Maid of the Mist, and I featured the peregrine falcons that are nesting there at the falls. So every person who came to our convention got one of my limited edition prints of the actual painting that I had done, and we also raffled off the original painting, so somebody got a chance to take that $2,000 original painting home as well at the end of the convention. During the convention at the hotel, I brought a whole series of my artwork and prints to demonstrate what the work that I do in the way of artwork. And here I am working on a second painting of the other peregrine falcon nesting at the falls. So it was quite an honor to be involved in this project. And what I want to do now is show the actual video. The video sort of shows what happens right here, right now at our convention.
tomorrow. Why put it off another day? One by one, little problems build up and stand in our way. One step ahead, one step behind it. Now you gotta run to get even. Make future plans, I'm dreaming about yesterday. Hey, come on, turn this thing around right now. Hey, it's your tomorrow right now. Come on, it's everything right now. Take your magic moment, do it right here and now. It means everything. You miss a beat, you lose a rhythm, and nothing falls into place. Now, only missed by a fraction. Shift a little on your pace. The more things you get, the more you want. Just trading one for the other. Working so hard to make it easy. Wow, got to turn. Come on, turn this thing around right now. Hey, it's your tomorrow right now. Come on, it's everything right now. It's that magic moment. Do it right here and now. It means everything. It's enlightening right now. What are you waiting for? Oh, yeah. Hey, it's your tomorrow right now. Come on, it's everything right now. Catch that magic moment and do it right now. Right now. It's what's happening.